Building trust with you, our audience, is one of our most important priorities. We know that in today's complex media landscape and political climate, news consumers are sometimes finding it really challenging to filter the difference between journalism and opinion and other things. We live in this community. We have relationships with our audience here. We are dedicating this week to news literacy and showing you how we want to make Western New York better through independent journalism, free of bias, produced with multiple points of view and verified facts. Tonight, 7 Eyewitness News senior reporter EILEEN Buckley takes a look at building trust and weeding out the fake news.
Is it possible Elvis is still alive? What about Walt Disney's body? Is it frozen, waiting to be revived?
Those are some of the examples media adjunct professor Brian Meyer uses to teach media literacy at SUNY Buffalo State. Meyer is a former radio and Buffalo News journalist with years of experience in vetting out news sources. Meyer says he traces back the term fake news well before Donald Trump and shows students this photo of former President Harry S. Truman holding up a newspaper with an incorrect election headline.
That's fake news, folks. That paper banner headline is fake news, and fake news goes even earlier than the 40s.
MAGGIE TRIPP of Hamburg is one of Meyer's students who are asked, where do they get their news?
I still get my news from social media.
Are you concerned that it's reliable and accurate?
Yes, especially after taking my media literacy class. On social media, you never know what's real news and what's someone wants to just get views on.
Tripp says she now double checks for the truth, especially with national stories. And it's not just about national and world news, but most importantly about your own community, to be safe, to be informed, and to be connected.
What's big for me is local news, because if you know what's going on in your backyard, you can kind of figure out what's going on nationally.
SANTIA Myles of Niagara Falls is also a Buffalo State student majoring in communications. Myles uses this Newsbreak app that offers several news sources.
And then I watch CNN, I watch Fox, I watch them all just so I can hear every side and then kind of, figure out what's real, what's not.
Research shows there's a growing perception that even local news is biased, an agenda amplified by former President Donald Trump.
These are illegitimate sources of news.
I'm Susan Banks, topping Eyewitness News at 11.
Former Eyewitness News television anchor Susan Banks says a lot of people are angry and afraid, feeding into unreliable sources for news and information.
Certainly, we saw that on January 6th, that a lot of people were grossly misinformed. They had a terrible, skewed view of what had happened with our election.
Banks says in looking for balanced and unbiased news, search for credible sources and not what someone is tweeting out or posting on Facebook. In Buffalo, EILEEN Buckley, 7 Eyewitness News.